Okay, at risk of boring everybody's ears off, I have finally finished the tank video build for 1 terminal. It's a health tank, not a stam tank, so don't shoot me for it just yet. But as you saw in one of my previous videos, we may not have done, this guy doesn't die very easily. Resource management is very high, although the resources are very low. And his group utility is also very good in terms of defending the group. But let's get started with the skills. Usual setup for most tanks: igneous shield, buffs you and the group for a shield, up to 6 people I might add, and increases your healing received by, healing done, by 25%. Dragon blood, as a health tank you need to make sure that you use this one, not vigor, because vigor is based off of weapon damage and max stam, and our max stam sucks. Main taunt is pierce armor, not ransack, because it reduces physical and spell resistance, not just one. Absorb magicka, really big damage shield versus magicka projectiles. Nice block buffer, reduction of cost, and if you get hit by a projectile magic ability, you will heal for almost 20% of your max health, which is huge because we have loads of health. Bone shield, again another damage shield just like igneous. It doesn't have any extra additional buffs like this, but the group can synergize it and shield themselves. And of course it's stamina, not magic, so if you're short on magic you can pop this, if you're short on stam you can pop this, and they stack, so you can just alternate between them or keep them both up, it's up to you. Ferocious leap, again another really large damage shield based on your max health for 6 seconds, and you get resources back in the earth and heart passives for using an ultimate, stam, magic and health. So that's our ship button. You'll notice that that's really cheap, 107. On the back bar, volatile armor for several reasons. One, for the draconic power passives, which I'll get to, the resists themselves, and also if you're running into a room, perhaps a dungeon or a trial, and no one's throwing any damage down just yet, and you pop this, all those little spikes that fire out, if it hits the targets, they'll come to you straight away instead of running past you to your teammates. Any that you miss will run past. As soon as someone puts damage on the targets, however, if you haven't taunted them, then they'll run. Okay, ranged taunt, goes without saying, you need a ranged taunt. This I use for the interrupt morph, deep breath. This here, it does heal you for every enemy that you hit and then explodes, but we're not bothered about the heal or the damage, we're just bothered about the area effect interrupts. So you have 5 flame shapers up the door over there, you stand in the middle of them, they start throwing a fire, stop them. Interrupts automatically without you having to waste resources doing this. The vampire heal is morphed for the ultimate gain. As a health tank, obviously the less health you have, the bigger the heal is going to be, because it's based on your missing health. And while you're channeling it, you get 5 ultimate a second, which is ridiculous. So look for a weak spot in the time between heavy attacks on a boss if you can, or even in trash pulls, and take full advantage of this to get your ultimate just streaming up really fast. Aggressive Warhorn, goes without saying, buffs the group, you need it. Now, passives, really important ones. Really important ones actually, that work for the build overall. Healing received on this, while it's turned on, you look like this, you get 8%, which is nice. But because it's a draconic power ability, having it turned on gives you a further 12%, which increases the heal you get from that and every other source. If you have igneous shield on, it gives you 25% to your healing done, which boosts this to 51% of your missing health. That also stacks with any healing received buffs you may have, which are on the sets and our champion points. I'll do champion points first. Hardy resists, get hit a lot, that's fine. Magic, don't worry too much about that, because you get hit with a lot of projectiles and you can use absorb magicka to heal yourself from those. Dots resist, you obviously want to take less damage from dots, it goes without saying. Just a small amount in there, that's fine. Healing received, we get into that one. More healing received stacks with draconic power and sets. Bastion increases your shields, we're using a lot of shields. These two here are in the middle with each other because we use a lot of stam and we use a lot of magic. I did try boosting 75, 80 in here. It didn't really do much of a difference, so I split them down the middle, and I'm quite happy with the resource management now. High recovery for Magicka, because we use loads of Magicka buffs and shields and all that stuff. And tenacity, because we get our stamina back with heavy attacks. Only block when you need to. Big heals, big crit heals. Nothing else to say there. Don't put anything in these, no point. And that's rubbish too. Okay, stats. We are vampire, obviously, so our health recovery is awful, but we receive. Where are we? Magic recovery and stam recovery. Yes, I know stam doesn't recover in block, but when your block is down, it does. Also, when you're below 50% health, you receive less damage. And as we know, our heals heal us more when we're low health. So we have a little less risk factor. We can actually go quite low and not struggle. Now for all the healing received stack ups. We have 4% in the champion points. We have 8% here. We have a further 12% for having a draconic power active. We have the sets, which you're going to shoot me for, but they work. The leeching, 4% heals, max health as well, all nice. 8% chance when you're being hit by anything to put poison under the enemy in an area of effect for 5 seconds. All damage done you will heal 100% of. That all stacks with healing received, and doesn't sound like much, but I'll show you that it is. Then we use the dragon, reduction to ultimate costs. We use Ignis, we use Heroic Slash, we use the Vampire Drain. We build ultimate really, really fast, and our oh shit button is up nearly all the time. Or War Horns, whichever. Magic recovery contributes to our magic recovery, which is high. Healing taken, again, healing received. Now the big one. Not the heal from this, because that's crap, but the healing received bonus. We've got 12% from all our overall armor. We've got 4% from champion points. We have 8% in Dragon Blood. We have a further 12% for having Dragon Blood turned on, and now we get a further 30% from here. And it all stacks up nicely. Incidentally, this weapon here is part of the Legion set now. Easiest defending sword to get in the game. Kill Lord Warden, it always drops in defending. You don't have to go scouring markets for really, really expensive swords. Get this one, it's awesome. And the jewelry. Again, magic recovery on all of them. Everything. Don't need anything else. Now, you're going to get smacked. Remember, rotate your shields and keep your buffs up. Block when you need to, not because you can. And if you run low on stamina, heavy attack. In fact, heavy attack all the time. This guy. Just to get their attention. There you go. Okay, the mana buff just procs, but I'm not bothered about the heal, I'm bothered about the increase to heals. You see that green stuff? That's the leeching. Always pop an Ignis when that's active and you'll heal more. I'm not even doing anything, just hit. Keep Dragon Blood on, keep your resistance on, keep your shields on. Make sure you heavy attack when you need to. And they can't kill you. Shields will cover your health, so you take damage on your shields instead of your health. The proc can happen while you've got a damage shield on, and if your damage shield falls off, you'll heal through it. Just keep Ignis to buffer your health, to buffer the heals, there you go. Procs all the time. Usually a proc while Malabeth is already running, which is awesome. And take the resist buff off and just run with shields now. They can't kill you. That's without even trying. Now we're going to get to the awesome part. Obviously this air effect interrupt, which is really nice. When someone's doing something stupid. Unleave interrupt, that's good. No, it doesn't matter. It works anyway. Just find something that requires an interrupt. And there you go, interrupted him. Now, ultimate building. This is easy. Heavy attacks, build ultimate. Ignis every 6 seconds, build ultimate. Heroic Slash every 9 seconds, or 12, build ultimate. and the vampire heal does it every second. So we'll waste it. Heavy attack, igneous, heroic slash, and then just drain the life out of them. 5 ultimate a second. Look at that going up. That was 6 seconds worth of vampire heals. Do igneous again, so we don't waste it. Heavy attack. And our oh shit button is ready again. Really quick. You can literally just spam the heal for the vampire's heal, as long as you're not in too much trouble. And every second you get 5 ultimate. You just keep a heroic slash and a light or heavy attack up to keep the extra coming. There we go again. Now you can use the block ultimate, which is really, really powerful, because then you don't have to do anything. You just turn it on, you mitigate all the damage, and you just heavy attack from underneath that shield for 5 seconds and you've got full resources. Let's use some stamina, it's wasted. Waste our stamina. Igneous gives you back stamina. Heavy attack gives you back stamina. Igneous, heavy attack. I'm full. If it's a heavy attack and you're out of resources almost, generally this is still enough to block with. There you go. Igneous shield is enough to block with, at least once. So a big heavy attack, you'll be fine. Try not to run that low, but you can if you need to. Magic recovery is up all the time, so we can just spam anything anyway. Right, I'm going to kill myself now. Actually no, they can kill me. I'll stop pressing buttons. The leeching heals ridiculously. It's not 1.2k, it's stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks. The biggest heal I've ever received from it, I'll show as a video at the end. I'll show at the end of this video in a screenshot. It was from a single target boss, and all I was using is igneous shields. Just that, and that was only to buffer the heal. Again, remember, if you see that proc, put your shield on. Bigger heal. I think it was like 34k was the biggest heal per tick. So there's your self-sustain with your shields, your resources, and your heals, and this is without a healer. Healers can use mending or healer's habit, I think it is, where you get extra received heals. There's sanctuary, which increases the received heals. All those shiny things all stack with what I think you have at the moment of 71% increased heals in total so far, which makes Legion even stronger. Too strong in fact. You don't even need it to be that strong because they can heal to my full health bar. And they're not killing me, so I'm jumping off the bridge. So, hopefully that wasn't too boring or too fast, because I speak really quickly when I'm trying to explain stuff. Recap. Magic recovery, really important. Dragon, really important for magic recovery, healing received, and cheap ultimates. The leeching is the main purpose of this build. Procs heals like it's crazy, and in Malabeth is very, very important because it boosts the hell out of all of your heals. I did try Bloodspawn, it's not worth it. The heals are too little and are too small, and the ultimate gain is proc based. You might as well just vampire heal your ass off. Okay, before I forget, just a quick rundown of the important stuff. Food. We are using max health magic recovery. So magic recovery is really, really high, and health is really, really nice. Potions, use magic potions if you need to. It will fill your whole bar and it will give you 20% recovery while it's active. Obviously if you use crafted potions you get a longer duration on it. The stats are not too bad. It's mostly the shields that keep you up anyway, so 10k magic, 10k stam, and 2.4 potions. 2.7, nearly 2.8k magicka. Resistor under cap, but not by much, and you're using your shields anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Everything into health, obviously. Atronach Munderstone. That's pretty much it. Where are we? Just a point. Minor Vitality, that one is. Okay, Healer's Habit doesn't stack with this, but the Sanctuary does. Race. I am an Orc, as you can probably see. If I can find the bloody passive, there it is. Increased health and stamina. and my healing received is increased by 5%. That stacks with everything else that we've already mentioned. Sprint speed, whatever, they're not important. Max health and stam, healing received. Health recoveries void because we're vampire. So you have high magic recovery, high healing received, cheap ultimates, high ultimate gain, good resists, and you just heal your ass off all the time. It's incredible. Where are we on the other stats? Here we are. Just in case people were wondering, yes, you can still do Hel Ra against the warrior, or even the first boss, the spinny dude, and you can also do the tanking of the axes in AA. I know the tank usually has loads and loads of stamina, and this one doesn't. You can block and keep Igneous up and ultimates up and heavy attack in between if you get used to it. Take spears off a healer, obviously, or using exactly the same build, you can switch to this food, max health, max stam, which will boost your, let's get all the buffs on, and the potion. It will boost your max stam to 15.5k, which is much more. Take advantage of the block ultimate because it's really bloody cheap, and just build ultimate, block, and that's all you need to do. Your magic recovery is still very high, so you can still spam Igneous shields as much as you need to and keep your buffs on. We confirm the sets. We know we're using 5-piece Legion, defending on both bars, reinforced shield if you can get it for the dragon or the Legion, it doesn't matter which one you use, but we're using 5-piece Legion, 5-piece dragon. Reinforced is optimal on a shield, although I've got a sturdy on the back one. Defending is clearly optimal for the weapon. You can use a damage shield or you can use crusher, it's entirely up to you. Everything else is divines. Every single thing except for this shoulder because I've got a crap trait, or reasonable trait, but I want divines. Basically, when you do switch to health and stam food, your recovery is still really high because you're taking full advantage of your Mundus Stone. Yes, you can go reinforced on the big pieces for more resists, but because you're doing this all the time, you really don't need it. One more thing before we go. A cheeky PvP one. You can use this in PVE, but not on all bosses. Reduces damage by 75%. Stamina recovers while you're inside of it. You can animation cancel it by blocking, so you just get yourself out of a snare. And in PvP, if you're up against a sorcerer with mines, run around in a circle, all his mines are gone. You didn't get hurt. That is the mist form. 75% reduced damage, increases your movement speed, which is nice, especially in PvP if you're trying to lead a Zerg or you're running away, whichever. Although you shouldn't need to run away because you can't die. And reduces all immobilization effects. Doesn't just remove them, it makes you immune to them. So you can run into a caltrops and nothing happens. You can run into mines and nothing happens. PvE it does work, but it's tricky finding the right situations. Anyway, that's the build. Thank you for watching, and leave the comments below. Try not to slate me too much for not using a block build. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.